Hello everyone, it's Natalie with Risen Legacy and happy Cinco de Mayo. It's going to be a little different celebration this year without everybody getting out, going out and having some fun, but I thought maybe today we could have some fun creating some, maybe we could do like a margarita nail. I've kind of got some colors out to do. Good morning, you guys. Hey, Jess and Amber. Amber, I saw your post, and that is a fabulous idea. I'm gonna use one with sour apple. I'm not sure that a bunch of you realize how pretty sour apple is. So we're gonna do. We could call it like a margarita nail for Cinco de Mayo, and then I also grabbed Party Punch. We could kind of mix that in and make like a strawberry margarita. I don't know, just kind of play and have fun. If y'all throw out ideas, I can do that. How many of you liked my post yesterday? That's hot and that's not, with the toenails. I thought that was hilarious. If you're one that has bought tips to put on your nails before you do the dip, you guys, the big ones, they have some pretty big ones in there. Save those. Those are gorgeous when you put those on your big toenail and cut them off. Not like the one that's not hot. That one was a little hideous, a little long. I don't, obviously they're not a runner because you can't run with shoes on like that, covering up that big toenail. But take your biggest set out of your nail kit and you can put that on your big toenail. It makes a fabulous toenail. Most people, when you glance at feet, you just notice the big toe. So if you've got that big toe beautiful and squared off and perfect, that's what people are going to notice, not the other little toes. But I'm not going to lie, I do that in the summer. I'll put a fake toenail on my big toe just to make it really pretty. You can add tips on all the other toenails as well. Mine, I don't know about you guys, but my toenails are so small that I can't find tips to fit it. So you can sculpt if you're one that has monomer and like to do stuff like that. You can use the foils and sculpt them. It's difficult. It's probably Jessica, you're dying laughing. I'm serious. I'm trying to think if I should show y'all how to put a tip on the toenail, but I saw that picture yesterday and I thought it was fabulous. I thought it was funny, so I made a post out of it, and I just like to have fun and be silly. So this on my nails, you guys, is the Beach Babe that I'm going to come out with probably in a month. It has not been released yet. I did come up with the color, and so we are bottling it and jarring it, and I will get it on the website soon for you to be able to purchase. It's a lot like Tropical Sunset, but it is orange, you guys. It is really, really pretty. So I will probably take these off. I really want longer nails right now, so I'll probably do a video of taking them off. I've already actually started picking too. Just when I sit down and get still, I'm a picker. So I need to soak them off and stuff like that. Let me see. Hey, Alicia and Pia from Denmark. How are you? I have midget toenails. Yes, midget toenails. It's kind of hard, but the dip is perfect on the toenails for that. And then you could always add that fake toenail Courtney for the big toe and make it really, really pretty. So I am drinking coffee, y'all. It's been a long morning. When you put a clear, it dries weird. Are you talking about the top coat, or are you talking about the Pure Diamond Clear? I got new colors in yesterday. Jess, you got new colors in. I don't remember what I sent you, but I know that you have like one of my colors. That's awesome. Guys, I've been selling Laffy Taffy like crazy. It makes me so happy. It's a really pretty color. It's going to make you look super tan. The top coat. Okay. If you guys are having a little issue with your top coat drying weird, I'm going to go through a couple different scenarios. You may be rushing that activator step you may need to wait just a little bit longer and let the activator completely withdraw all the water from those liquids. Because you're doing layer after layer after layer, it's going to take, that's why I say at least 4 minutes, you guys, because you want to make sure that activator has time to penetrate all the layers and withdraw that water out of there. That is going to help a lot with the top coat appearance. Do you have my nail cleanser? The nail cleanser, you guys, will not only prevent lifting, but it depends on what you use to clean the nail. You could possibly have like a hazy white appearance on the final set. So I strongly suggest adding my nail cleanser to any of your kits. You will clean that. You will use that before you start your set, and then you will also use it after you have applied the activator, you filed and buffed. You're going to apply the nail cleanser again to withdraw all oils, water, and stuff like that. That's when you may get that hazy appearance if you don't have my nail cleanser. And with the top coat, at this point, you can add, on my directions, they do say to add another coat of the activator before you put on your air dry top coat. Guys, that is to ensure that all the liquid, the water has been withdrawn out. It will help not only with the appearance of the top coat, but it's going to help it dry much, much quicker. If you are having trouble with your top coat not drying fast, or like you're like, oh, it takes forever to dry, definitely use the activator before and wait longer. That's really good advice for me to tell you, is to just wait longer. You can't, if you are kind of like an oily person, you can't add too much activator. It will make your air dry top coat dry much faster. Another thing is you may just need to buff a little bit more. You may need to, like I explained to a woman yesterday, when you're buffing towards the end of your set, before you go to apply the top coat, guys, don't use like a brand new side of your file. See, this is I believe I got 180 grit sandpaper on these files when I had them made. Towards the end of your set, don't use a new side of your buffer. Go buff and file and shape them really good. And then when you're done getting the perfect shape and how you want them to look, go to a side, go to a side that is more worn down. It'll make it a little bit smoother. The question that she had was, she can kind of see the buffing marks after she applies the top coat. So just smooth it out a little bit more. Maybe that's an issue that you're having. Don't get it super smooth, you guys, because that top coat does have to have something to adhere to. If you smooth it out so smooth, it's just not going to grip. It may kind of peel off. That's what will happen if you do get it too smooth. So you want it to be, it's kind of something you got to get a feel for. Just knowing, how much to buff and how much not to buff. Also, I've had questions asked, do I have to apply the top coat? You do not have to apply the top coat, you guys. Hang on. Okay, thank you. That helps. I've been rushing through after. Yes, do not, guys. I don't know how to express enough to not rush the activator step. I know it seems tedious and we're all impatient, ready to get it done, but the activator step is super important. What was I saying? Oh dear, y'all. Filing, smooth. Somebody help me out. I started reading. I wanted to make sure that I answered her question. I had been doing 2 coats of activator and it helps it dry so much faster. Yes, Jess. The activator is what helps that air dry top coat to dry fast. Now there's another example that I have. Some of you are writing me saying, oh, it looks like my nails are cracking. but they're not like splitting deep down into the acrylic. If it's just the top coat cracking, you guys, everybody has kind of a different body chemistry. So some of us are oily, some of us are more dry. And if, for instance, on my directions, it does say to apply that extra step of activator before your top coat. If you're having issues with that top coat looking like it's like shattered glass, or like it's just kind of splitting, file it off, buff that top layer off, clean it with the nail cleanser, and then just apply the top coat. Try not adding that extra step of activator on there. You may just be like a super dry person, and you may not need that extra set of activator to dry out the nail. It may be too dry, or you could be a nurse working and having to use a lot of your antibacterial sanitizer stuff. That can dry it out as well. So if that's the case, just maybe you're that person that doesn't need that extra step of activator before you put on the top coat. But if you can get away with it, adding that activator before the top coat is definitely going to help with that top coat drying much quicker. And remember, don't touch it or lick it. You will get the white hazy appearance. But to avoid that, again, I do recommend my nail cleanser. Hey Heather, hey Solana, and Liz, Robin. I'm going to scroll down real quick and make sure I didn't miss anything. Can you explain when to use the brush extender? So, should we... Amber, the brush extender, guys, that come with... You're struggling with getting the dip off your toes. The foil takes any tip. The foil takes a while. Any tips? Courtney, getting the dip off your toes. The foil method does take forever. My tip that I do is take your coarse side of your... Goodness, I need to get a new one of those. The file that you guys get with the Pro Kit, the side without the Resin Legacy on it is the more coarse side. I would take that and just... I'm going to show you on my thumbnail because I've been picking it. You can file a lot of that off. Guys, to speed up the process of soaking off, if you will buff and file off that top coat, the acetone can penetrate the acrylic much quicker, also with heating it up as well. But filing off that top coat, the shine of that top coat, will help it go a little bit quicker as well. But on your toenails, you can file, Courtney, you can file quite a bit off with the coarse side of the brush, and then try soaking them. I know it does take a little bit longer, and we can't all like bend our foot and put the foot in a bowl of acetone. If you can, that's great, but you're just gonna really have to drench like your cotton ball with acetone. Put that on your foot, and then every now and then take them off, scrape it either with, you know, your orange stick. I don't know why it's called an orange stick, it's just a wooden stick, or your cuticle pusher. Again, using these and pushing off that goo, the acrylic that turns to goo, goes a little bit quicker. You can always, I know when you go to the nail salons, they'll use, if you have an electric drill, that's great. You could soak them for a little bit, take it off, wipe them, or scrape them with like a paper towel. You can use a file and then file some of that off. With it being a little bit moist, it may come off a little bit quicker. But thank goodness it lasts forever on your toes, so you don't have to change those very often. And then the brush extender. Okay, guys, the brush extender comes with the Pro Kit, and let me find it real quick. Okay. You do not have to do this every time you dip. This just cleans your brushes. Say you have been doing a lot of dips and you have the pigment left in your brush, like you didn't dust it all off very well before you went to put your next coat of base coat on, and you got a little bit of pigment or a little bit of the glitter acrylic in your brush. Guys, simply just take this brush out. It doesn't matter if you leave the brush extender brush out. It is not going to harden or anything like that. So you can set this aside. It's essentially just an extra brush for you guys if something happens to one of your other brushes. So it's real easy. Gosh, my fingers. Goodness. Okay, so you simply just pop the brush out. If something does happen, you pop the brush out. You can put the brush back in, and then you just screw your lid back on. That is how you change brushes. If for some reason you need to do that, I've had a couple questions on that, or I've had a couple brushes go out that are crooked or something, and so I'll just send you another brush. So you just simply take this out. You take whatever brush has the stuff in it, the residue in it, and you can put the brush in the brush extender, let it soak for about 15 to 20 minutes, and it will clean that brush out. You can either, now, only put it's really the only ones you're going to have to do anyways, but the top coat and the base coat brushes, the clear brushes, go in here. Now, the reason that they are colored different is because of the different chemicals in the liquid, you guys. You have to have certain synthetic for some, and it's kind of a process. But only put the clear ones in the brush extender. But you can either let it soak for 20 minutes and take it out, and you will take your paper towel with your brush. Take your paper towel and just wipe with it. And you can use your fingernails to kind of split it apart and clean it out if you need to. Then stick it back in the top coat or the base coat, and you're good to go. Or you can just leave this in here, switch it. You can put your bad brush in the brush extender, use the brush extender brush, put it in your base coat or your top coat, and go like that. And then if you need to clean this one again, then switch them out and let this one stay in here and use the clean one in this. Does that make sense? Let me scroll back up. Sorry. I totally tried that and bent my toes in a bowl. How'd that work for you, Courtney? My foot was sore. Oh, okay. Heather's gonna try to add a hot rag on top of the foil. That may be great. Hey, Casey, I can't get the fake nails I ordered that you suggested to me with my number 2. Casey, explain that a little bit more. Are they electric drills available right now? Stephanie, ooh, it is hard to find an electric drill available right now. Again, I get mine off Amazon. I don't know of where. I'm sure the ones that are pretty pricey are still available. No, I don't know of any that are available. I know people have told me that Walmart is completely out of that. They're out of buffers. They're out of everything. So, I do sell buffers in 10 packs, and I made them very affordable because I know we go through those quickly. And then I have all my files, you guys, you can buy separately, or I have a 10 pack and a 50 pack. So the 50 pack will last you forever, and they're all at a very reasonable price. Any suggestions as far as fake nails, you guys? Fake nails are kind of in the boat with the nail drills. They're kind of hard to find right now. If you do order them, it may take a while. You can get any of them will work, because you're going to add the acrylic on top, the dip on top, which is going to make them strong. You just, if they're not like very firm ones, you may just have to add an extra layer of like the colored dip or whatever. Let's see, yeah. Margaret says, I work at the post office. That explains why my nails look cracked all the time after a few days. Disinfectant hand, yes. We'll try skipping the activator step. Yes, I'm glad I explained that for some of you. I noticed on the last dip of clear, it got a tint of my color. Are you talking about a tint in your Vanessa, the tint in the Pure Diamond Clear when you did your dip, or a tint in your base coat, or what exactly are you talking about? Sarah, hey, and Melissa. Oh, okay. So Casey says her fake nails won't stay on. Guys, you can use my number 2 base coat to apply your tips. Casey, you may need to buff. If you're having problems with the nails popping off, you may need to buff a little bit more of your real nail. Buff more of the nail, roughen it up a little bit more so that base coat will... Don't forget to use your primer and Bond-Aid first, and then apply the base coat, and then you can adhere the fake nails to that. So, Kathy, the drill bits I use, there are several drill bits. I may start another video with all the fun stuff. I'm just kind of answering questions now. I love these questions, y'all. The drill bit I use the most is on this one. It's tapered down. It's pretty coarse. It tapers down. I really love this one. And then this one is kind of the same. It's skinnier. This one is for use of up underneath the nail. Say you get... I don't like to let my real nail grow out with the length of my nails. I like to take this bit with my file, and I file off that fake nail because I don't like it to lift under there. That's how you get moisture in, and you don't know it. And then you kind of, if you soak them off, you kind of have like the green hue of, I don't want to say it, but mold, but that's just from the moisture getting up underneath there. The same thing with the lifting at the back. You can take the step number 2 base coat if you're having some lifting, and kind of shove the bristles up underneath the dipped nail and then hold it back down. That will stop that lifting. If you're having trouble like doing this and it's sticking in your hair, you're just having a bit of lifting in the back. So you can apply that step number 2 base coat. If that is happening on your next set, buff a little bit more of the real nail, and so maybe you won't have that lifting. Again, my nail cleanser is very, very good for cleaning that before you start your set, so that it kind of prevents that lifting. But this drill goes under the nails. They also have a smaller one. They have a blue, kind of the same thing. There's a smaller one like this, for instance. I love this one too. But these are really good with going around and kind of filing off your cuticle and that nail, the skin that grows out on your nails, kind of up underneath the cuticle. Once you push it back, you'll always have like this white look. The best time to do this, honestly, I like to do it when I get out of the shower after being in that humidity and warm and wet. Your cuticles will peel right off. It's amazing. This is amazing. If you don't have cuticle clippers, this is fabulous. You can't cut yourself with these because they are rounded. They're not gonna like cut your skin open like this will. This will straight up cut your skin. Now they do make some that are rounded. They're called safety bits. So they're rounded. They won't cut. You can get as close as you want to your nail and you're not going to cut yourself. Those are nice if you're a beginner. These I use instead of those because you can get closer to the cuticle area and kind of file that down, making it look like a supernatural nail. I hope that explains to some of you. Jessica, what did you buy? You bought what for $6 at the dollar store? Jess? Hey, Nee. Yeah, on the diamond. Okay. Vanessa, you got pigment in your clear diamond. That is a result from you dipping in the color. I will show you. If you are getting pigment in your clear diamond, that is a result from you dipping your nail. Say you dip it, you pull out, and you dust it off, right? That's your step. You got to dust the back too. That's what is, if you don't dust that off, as well. Like dust the top, and then I would dust the bottom before you stick it into your clear diamond. If not, that pigment is going to get into your clear. It's no big deal. You can take like a straw or a spoon or something and scoop it out. If it's just in a designated area, you can scoop out the pigment in the clear, or straight up just shake it all up. I mean, you've got such a big bottle. Just a little bit of color, if it's in there, is just going to mix and you probably won't see it. So that's an option as well. But always dust the bottom of your nail, of your finger as well, before you dip it into your clear. Hey, Tiny in the clear powder. Hey, Paula, I want to see your set. Did I mention, Alicia, did I mention the restock date for powders by chance? You know, you guys, I am waiting to receive the pigments. Now, don't forget that we custom make all of our acrylic. So, I get pigments, and then I mix pigments and make certain colors. Certain colors I have more pigments of, and I can rejar those and make those up pretty quick. I am waiting for certain pigments to come in, and once they come in, I will mix them and then jar them and then put them on the website. If you have added yourself to the wish list, I think once I add inventory back on there, it will shoot you an email letting you know it's back in stock. Guys, I say give me at least a month. I'm waiting to receive the pigments. I've probably got about 2.5 more weeks before I receive those. And then we will go to mixing them and jarring them. So I know how bad we want coral and pink agate. I'm trying so hard to get those here quickly for you for summer. Don't forget Beach Babe will be released soon. It is this bright orange on my nails. It's beautiful. Tropical Hibiscus I still have. It is a beautiful, beautiful, like shimmery, deep coral look. Party Punch. I am actually going to show you guys Cherry Bomb on a nail. I have not sold many of those, but they are gorgeous. I don't know if we just are not seeing that color on the swatches or what, but it's a really pretty color. And then Party Girl. I'm sorry, y'all. Party Girl is a pretty one as well. Again, I apologize for being out of stock, but I will restock them. Now, I do want to let you know that the pigments may vary, give or take, because we do hand mix them, and so they may not match identically to the jar that you had before. So if you see it and notice it's a little bit different, it is because we do mix them by hand. I just, that's a part of what I love doing, is creating all this stuff. You know, that's kind of how it all got started. Risen Legacy got started because I did create my own acrylics, and then my husband's like, man, we need to be making money at this because you are so good at it. So I am having so much fun, like, creating these colors. I don't know if you guys saw the post that I did. I posted a picture of a beautiful navy. Like, I just have a couple different pigments that I put together and made this beautiful navy. So I am mocking that color, and I can come out with that soon. I've got to think of name. If you guys have a cute name for a navy, let me know. And also, would it help? I would like to have, I don't know how soon I could get around to doing it, you guys, but would it help y'all if I rearrange the website? And sorry, I'm scrolling up through some of these questions. If I rearrange the website and put like all the pinks together, all the greens together, and all that together, would that help? I mean, I know I did a lot of work coming up with the names, with categories, trying to make it super cute, but I think a lot of us are wanting to see the colors side by side. So you guys give me your input on that, and then possibly I could rearrange that. I would have to do a lot of YouTube for WordPress, but I can figure it out if a bunch of you would like that better. Anything else? Let me think. Let's see, custom. Let me see. How many times should you dip your fingers in the pigment after applying the base coat? I felt like I didn't get the nail completely covered with one dip. Brittany. On your directions, usually I do a clear coat of the Pure Diamond Clear to start off with. Don't forget, Risen Legacy has a YouTube channel, you guys. If you don't know about that has how-tos on it that'll explain everything. And I'm constantly putting up new stuff, so don't forget to subscribe to that so you get the new videos. But I always do a clear, 2 coats of color, and then cap everything in the clear at the end, because when you buff and file, you don't want to buff off any of that color. So I hope that answers your question. You can dip as many times as you need to. If you put a base coat on, you guys, and you put a base coat on and you dip it, you pull it out and tap it, and you notice, like, wow, there's one spot that looks super, super wet. That just means that you got a little extra base coat in that spot. So, guys, go ahead and dip it again. Dip it back in that powder. And get more powder on that wet spot. Blow it, and then you can dust it off. That way, it won't take as long to dry in that one spot. So, if you dip it and it looks super wet, dip it again in that powder. It's not going to hurt anything. I actually recommend doing that. So, because if you don't dip it again and you have that really wet spot, you go to wipe it off, it's going to get some of that base coat and pigment on your brush. That, or it may take some of that acrylic and kind of ball it up. Does that make sense? So, if some of you are having those issues, if it's really wet looking, again, just dip it again in the powder, then dust it off and continue your process. So, you dip once, twice. Thank you, Jess, for answering some questions. I'm a little behind. I'm trying to, color coordinating would be great. Okay, awesome. It was helpful to look at the swatches. Okay, Liz, swatches are great. Also, you guys, I still haven't put a bunch of the pictures on the website. I'm actually waiting. I have the nails, so if you want to see those pictures, I can post a picture of the nails that I've done to put on the website. But I was actually waiting until I get the new pigments, mix those up, and then I'm gonna get back on here and do new swatches just in case the color has changed just a little bit while mixing them. That way you can see the true color of that pigment that I've mixed. Does that make sense? So I will do pigments again. I know we all love watching. It helps to get a visual. The 2 different tabs I have for powders, is there a difference for the tabs? Tabs on the website. There's I'm trying to think. I don't know of 2 different tabs. I have my 2-in-1 acrylics, which are my powders. Guys, Pink Diamond is the same as a Cover Pink Diamond. I'm just changing it to Pink Diamond now. What I meant by cover is when you do like a French tip or you want like a natural look, if you use clear and you're one that feels and feels and feels over, if you use clear, you can see the feel line. So it's called Cover Pink. That way it's a pink, it's a sheer pink, but you won't be able to see every time you fill in. Does that make sense? So that's why it's kind of called Cover Pink. So it covers the pink of your nail and the pink of that acrylic so that you don't see every time you fill them in, versus like a sheer pink or a clear. Can you clean the nails with alcohol if you don't have your nail cleanser? Christy, alcohol will work. The problem with alcohol is most of it is 70-30, meaning 30% water, and if you add water onto some of these liquids, you may get that hazy white appearance that I'm talking about. So if you don't want to purchase the nail cleanser, which I highly suggest, Just do it. If you're gonna go big, go big. Don't skimp out and not order the nail cleanser. But if you don't order the nail cleanser and you just use alcohol to clean your nails, you guys, you're gonna use double not acetone, activator. I suggest if you use just regular rubbing alcohol to cleanse the nail, always follow it up with a coat of the activator, so it will draw out that water. But you're gonna find yourself using a more activator, so you might as well just keep your set together and purchase the nail cleanser separately so that you don't use more activators. So that is the answer to that. If I put all my colors together, you may go in a buying frenzy. Katie, I know. Answer questions. I would love to see a Tiffany blue. Jennifer Clark, love. It's one of my new colors coming. I have ordered a pigment for like that turquoise, that teal turquoise. And it may be, I'm trying to remember, I may make that Stratton Peacock. Like I said, some of the colors may vary. The Stratton Peacock was beautiful, but in my mind, I think a little bit more teal would be a better match for that. So it may just be Stratton Peacock that I'm going to slightly change the pigment to. Or it may be a new color. I can't remember. I've got about 8 new pigments coming, so that's exciting. Taking screenshots and going back and forth. I know I do that too, Amber. I do that on a lot of things. So you have uneven spots. My brush is very crazy and doesn't put coats on evenly. Amy, if it's not putting coats on evenly, love, soak it in the brush extender. That is exactly what the brush extender is for. You may get loose pigment in your clear coat of the base coat. So put that brush in the brush extender and soak it, girl. That will cause you to have uneven spots if the brush kind of hardens on certain bristles. That may be, say this is in your base coat. If you get like if you leave your base coat out for an amount of time, it can harden. So say you have a little bit of base coat on here, like these can harden, it can harden right here, but yet be soft right here. So when you go to apply it, it will, where the hard spot is in your brush, it will drag that acrylic a little bit rougher, and so it will make it kind of a bumpy road look. So soak that brush, girl. That's what that brush extender is for. There's one that says 2-in-1, and then I think one that says acrylic and dip powder. Alicia, acrylic, a 2-in-1 and acrylic and dip powder is the exact same thing. A 2-in-1 means that you can use it as acrylic with monomer. I sell the liquid, or you can use it as a dip powder. So it's a 2-in-1 acrylic and dip powder. Same, it's the exact same thing. I just worded it 2 different ways because some of your nail techs just different lingo for different things, love. So they're the exact same thing. Liz loves Majestic Blue. It is beautiful, you guys. If y'all missed the video, oh shucks, where is it? Here it is. If y'all missed the video of me doing Majestic Blue, you guys, this is Majestic Blue on top of all these different colors. It was an awesome video. I did it and the internet went bad, so I could not save the video to post it on YouTube, so it is only on the Facebook site, you guys. But this is Majestic Blue. It goes, it's very pretty. Hang on. Really? Do I have it somewhere? Y'all, my girls love to dip their nails, and so they must have taken the Majestic. I was going to show you the color Majestic Blue, but I do not see it. I don't see it. But this is Majestic Blue on top of, this is lavender, you guys. So if you do a purple background, it's going to draw out the purple in that Majestic Blue, because it can go, it looks kind of purplish, but then it looks kind of bluish. Ah, it's right here. Check it out. See? Then you've got Majestic Blue on top of Caribbean Waters is the blue one. So it kind of drew out the blue in the Majestic Blue. And then the shimmer in it, it has like a green iridescent kind of look. So if you put that on top of this one is Emerald Bay, you guys, with Majestic Blue on top of that. It is a very versatile glitter acrylic for a party nail, anything like that. So that's a really, really popular color right now. I did have somebody want me to show, lordy, Pink Flamingo going on a nail. Guys, the glittered acrylics are a little bit thicker. That's just because they're so concentrated with that glitter. So applying it may look a little bit different. You apply it just the same way. You just make sure you dust it all off before you go to put on another base coat. If any other are thinking of getting Majestic Blue, is perfect. Yes, Liz, it is very perfect with any color. I'm loving these questions, y'all. Let me skip over this and go to the end. Okay, monomer. Who asked who that is? Jennifer Clark. Monomer. What is monomer, you guys? Monomer is the purple liquid that smells like a nail salon. Money, honey. But that's what monomer is. And in the nail salon, they use, that's where you use your brush. You dip it in the monomer, then you dip it in the powder, and you kind of sculpt. It's called sculpting. You sculpt your nails versus dipping it, brushing it on, dipping it. It's the same thing. That's why it's like a 2-in-1. But the dipping is just a different way of applying everything. It's much easier and much more simpler for everyone to do. So that's why dipping is so popular. But the monomer and everything is more for like your nail salons. I love monomer just because that's how you can create your marbled look. You can do a lot more with designs and do things like that. So that's kind of what the monomer is. A lot of people don't use that just yet. It takes a little bit. It takes a lot of practice and patience and time. So it's fun though. But that's what the monomer is. I have a bunch of people ask, do I need to purchase the monomer? You don't need the monomer unless you are going to use a brush and sculpt your nails like that. See any? Yes. Okay, so Elizabeth says the glitter acrylic is a little bit easier to start off with if you're a beginner. You can't see the flaws as much, which does make sense. Did you guys happen to see the post that I posted? Some girl did, I think it was gunmetal gray or slate gray, one of those, and then just did a thin layer of the angel wings on top. It was really, really pretty. She did it on all of her nails. So y'all go back to the Facebook page of Risen Legacy and check out that. Do you have brushes to go with the monomer? I don't yet. That is something that I'm going to get, you guys. I plan on getting a lot of stuff. We again just opened in December, so we're kind of getting the ball going and getting out there with all you guys' shares and your likes and your posts. I cannot thank you enough. Word of mouth is your biggest advertisement. It's the biggest, that's the way everything is going to spread so fast. So I appreciate every one of you sharing anything of mine that I put on. I love to see all of your nails, all the colors, all the different combos you guys are doing. It's perfect. It's awesome. I love it. So we will eventually get I plan on getting brushes. I plan on getting LED lights. Again, I am testing no wipe top coats. Those are those require the LED light to cure. They're much shinier, but with the dip kits, the air dry top coat really just seals everything in and makes it last much longer. Those of you that like the air dry top coat, you have figured out your timing for your activator and letting it dry and stuff like that. Guys, you can make them look super shiny if you don't rush anything. I always tell people, time it out. I put the times on those directions for a reason. So take the time to time it. It really does help. So any more questions? Brushes. We're going to get lights, brushes. I'm not sure that I'm going to sell fake nails. You can get like 500 of those on Amazon for like $7 or $8 or whatever. When they're in stock, you can get those. So we may not. I don't know. What else are we getting? I'm testing matte top coats. I want a matte top coat so bad. I did not explain this earlier, but you guys, if you don't want to apply the top coat on your nails when you're done buffing for that matte look, that's okay. I do that a lot, actually, because I do so much out here and I'm constantly scratching them that I'm like, oh, I'm just not going to apply the top coat because it's gonna look bad anyways in like 2 hours or something. So sometimes I just buff them with your buffer, just extremely smooth. You can buff them extremely smooth. The oils from just your lotion you apply, your moisturizer you apply, just your skin oil, just the oil that you produce from your skin will get in the nails, and they won't be so matte, but they'll be very, very smooth. That is a good look. It is pretty. The only thing about not putting that top coat on is if you're like me, I just put my makeup base in my hand, rub it together, and then put my base on. So I do get like my base makeup on my nails. You may just, again, need a nail brush, and after you do that, brush it off. They just may stain a little bit quicker, but that's nothing washing them or simply just kind of buffing just a little bit and starting over can't fix. You know what I mean? So if you're wanting a matte look for now, you can do that, but know that I am testing matte coats. I want a matte coat so bad. There are so many different designs you can do with the matte. So that will be coming out. Oh, I should give the options to pre-order the colors. That's a good idea. I'll write it down, Liz. Write it down for me. If I don't write it down, I don't remember. I don't know how many of you are like that nowadays, but I have so much on my mind that if I don't write it down, it doesn't get done. I have to write down brush my teeth. I'm just kidding. I remember to brush my teeth. Will any of these colors turn yellow in a tanning bed? Alicia, no. No, no, no. They will not turn yellow. The monomer that I have also has the UV inhibitors in it as well. So that's kind of what you get when you go to a salon and you ask for solar. It's got the UV inhibitors in it, so that the sunlight and the LED lights, stuff like that, don't turn it yellow. So I have the UV inhibitors in my stuff, so that is not going to, it will not turn yellow. Yay, you just ordered more colors. That's what I like to see. Any more questions, y'all? I may end this video, just because it's kind of an informative video. I may end it and then hop right back on. I promise I'm going to hop right back on and do different designs. Are we ready for that, or do we have any more questions? Do y'all like how I colored my... Ooh, I hope Mandy's not on here. I touched up my roots. My hairdresser, if you just heard that, I'm sorry, but I don't do roots. So I grew up with my mama doing cosmetology, you guys, so I know how to foil and all that. It's not like a perfect straight line, but I think I did okay. Maybe a little yellow. Nothing purple shampoo can't fix, right? Okay, so I'm not seeing any more questions, and nothing is popping up at my head right now. So, hey Kate, don't go anywhere, you guys. I'm going to end this video, and then I'm going to get right back on, and we can mix and match some colors and do whatever you guys want to see. I'm so ready for it. So thank you for watching. I hope I've answered many questions. If you have more, again, email me, or if you have my number, text me, whatever. I will get back to you as soon as possible. So thank you guys for watching. I love you. Happy Cinco de Mayo, and be safe at your house, not going anywhere. You know, drink responsibly, I suppose. We will see you in just a minute, you guys. Bye-bye.